So what I'll show here, if you guys can see it, is last week's meeting notes. And, it was our 100th meeting, so I thought that was kind of fun. And, we went through the issues that we merged in. I just, put a particular note, we need a little bit of help in this area with the alignment with the P&A specification. This is not, we all know this, but it's just everyone else on the thread. So just to let them know. And then something's wrong with my mouse. And then go through the notes here. And so I also asked Z Gon if he wanted to join and talk about his issue 496. But I do know that Marian said he wanted to bring up a PR this week. I don't see him on the call. Sasha, do you know what that one might be, or should we wait for Marian?
We should wait for Marian.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I think he's still in the Lunar New Year vacation. So.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And then I think on the follow-ups, well, here's Andy right here. So maybe, Andy, you can go ahead and tell us what you were going to tell us.
Sure. Minor updates, even more maybe behavioral model, reference model,
That's okay.
anything else. Christian Dumitrescu at Intel is the primary Intel contributor to the DPDK software switch, and he has submitted a pull request upstream that would the one remaining issue in using that we know of, in the peeling the onion sense, but the top layer of the onion blocking us from using the DPDK software switch for the dash reference model is W2 128 on IPv6 addresses. And so he's made some progress towards submitting some stuff upstream that would unblock that. That work isn't enough. Like, there's also some work in the compiler DPDK backend and that new stuff he's adding. So it could be weeks away before any of this is ready, but it's at least steps towards that.
Thank you. When you say upstream, is that in like the P4 repo, the dash repo, a different repo? Just because I'm not familiar.
Yeah, so there's two parts to the P4 DPDK. One is the DPDK software switch itself, which has some P4 specific parts to it. And that's what Christian has been submitting changes for. Then there's a P4 compiler specific backend for DPDK that would need to be updated as well later.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. And then we did have a follow-up here for Riff. Did you want to talk about this HLD here, the bring your own data plane, or does that need to wait a bit?
Oh, that one still needs to wait. I think that one will need to postpone for a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So I did see, I did have a question, and I saw last night as I was going through the queue, I saw a lot of new items. I put them at the bottom here of the chart, but a lot of these SAI-Gen issues or PRs. Let me look to see if it's an issue or PR coming. Oh, this is from Riff. Okay. So am I supposed to be doing anything with these, Riff? Are you looking for merges and things like that? Because I can go through each one. Not here in the call, but I can go through them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So pretty much all these ones are the ones that we discussed in one of the previous presentation I did. So
Okay.
this is more like the some part of the future work that generating the port stats, those things. And today I'll send out the site header file updates for the FastPass. So we'll see like how it works. So actually there is one PR recently, if anyone is interested in, that is actually doing the status generation, and I put the two links over there for preview. Just in case any FastPass. So we'll see like how it works. So actually there is one PR recently, if anyone is interested in, that is actually doing the status generation, and I put the two links over there for preview. Just in case anyone is interested in the like how the things actually is working. or will be using. So Christina, if you don't mind, go to the closed because they're already merged.
Okay.
Yep, and there is a SAI-Gen add support for generating SAI API.
This one?
Yes.
514. Okay.
Yeah, and the end of the this one shows like how like I have a screenshot shows like how the things get generated, and then if we move to the end of the PR.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just kind of reading through.
Yep. Oh,
okay.
Here we go.
Yep. Here at the end. Yep.
So if you scroll up a little bit,
mm-hmm.
There are 2 links. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is the first link is a dash P4.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much shows this is the commit ID. So pretty much shows like what we are changing. For just for generating the header files. No real like the behavior updates just
mm-hmm.
for generating. So this is more like a metadata. And then
mm-hmm.
you just see you can see the counters and
mm-hmm.
how the counters actually gets used. For example, this one is a global counter, the port level counter, and the later one is
on 75 and 76 here.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 70. Oh, sorry. This one is the metadata, and the 43 to 47. This one, the second part, 43 and 47. This one the global counters. So you see the port prefix. So it's port level, load balancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ICMP
fast pass as and then
counter.
Yeah, and then afterwards there is a ENI counter. So you see the ENI counter, and and later you can see on the ENI counter it actually gets used. So here the ENI LB fast pass ICMP in counter, this count. Yeah, and so pretty much the SAI-Gen can now the SAI generator can recognize all these things and then generates the correct counters that we need in the expected place. So
wow.
So if it is calling the action, then it knows which table owns it, then it will generate a counter or stats directly to that table or to the API. If it's not owned by anything else, then it's a global counter that will be generated at a port level. Then and that's the second link. It's a SAI API preview that shows the generated SAI API. So if you go
that
back
was
to
this one. Yeah, that's this one here.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the first one is ENI attribute, and the second one will be the
sorry, did I say something wrong?
Stat.
Okay.
So, no. Yeah.
That's the port stat.
Yeah, this is the port stat. This is the port level global counter, and you can see it actually generates the SAI extensions as expected on the port level. So all the global counters that not belongs to any table will show up here, and then if any counter then belongs to any table, and we say please generate stats for it, not counter IDs, not the counter stats or attribute stats. So, then it will generate here as because this one is attached to the ENI, so it will generate on the ENI level, ENI table. So it will show up as ENI stats, and we will generate not just the ENI stats, also the ENI status counter APIs. If there is any counter, then associated to that table. So we generate the APIs, we generate the API definition. We will also generate a dummy libsci, which currently does nothing. Just for making things compile. But pretty much end-to-end things out there. So
that's a ton of work. That's a lot of work. You thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, so glad to make it working. And so that's a fast pass. So today I will send out the PRs for this change, and we're also going to use this one to do like HA stuff, other things. So it will help all the future work, hopefully.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All
so
right.
that one's been merged. Awesome.
Yep.
Any other closed ones to share? before we move to the open ones?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
that's
not
awesome.
from me. Yeah,
Okay, thanks, Rev.
thanks.
All right. Any questions on that, you guys, before we move on? That's a ton of work. Thank you. This is what I had in the queue here for PRs for today. And I did see, Marian, did you say you had one today you wanted to cover?
Yeah, hi. There is the PLSG pull request. I aligned the SONiC schema to one feature that was not yet available in the behavioral model. So it's
It's ready
an
for
extra.
merge.
Yeah. I would like to have Riff and maybe a few other people to take a look at it. So this is about adding that second tunnel of a second layer of encapsulation to go through an extra hop on your path. So it is described in the SONiC HLD.
Okay.
I'll put a link to it over here as well.
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Marian, I took a quick look at it today, and so there was this new tunnel one table, but it was not being applied in the control flow, or maybe I missed it.
Oh, probably you're right. You're right. And that's why I need someone to review it. I haven't done it. I haven't added any tests yet. I'm working on other tests.
Failing to add the default route, so that's out of band. I did answer Alberto on this one. I don't know if he's on the call. No, he's not on the call, but I pointed him to this. These are different folders on their own, but I pointed him to the -SONiC HLD where we did describe VNet peering and service tunnel private link a bit more. So I'm waiting on that one. And then this one here, of course, we need more help with BMV2 and P4. So, and then this one, oh, Ashutosh is on the call. Ashutosh, did you have an update on this one?
Yeah, so I think what Andy said, right, that's one progress made, that one part of the IPv6 support, which is the P4 DPDK data plane, that was that PR, I think, was open in the community. And then there's the second part, which is on the same support for open source P4C compiler, and that is still pending. But I think Ted also talked to you offline, I think, last week.
Yeah.
Or earlier this week, right? So he probably gave you some update. So
Fantastic. Thank you. Great. So those are the issues and PRs I have. And I guess, Riff, I need to go through, where is it here? In the project board, I just need to go through each of these and see if we need a merge or anything like that for all these SAI-Gen ones and close them out.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can take
believe
some time to do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it will take some. Yeah. We can like chat offline.
Yeah. If I do
Yeah.
anything incorrectly, just let me know and I can back out whatever I do. So no problem. But I'll go through these this afternoon. And thank you for all that work. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, so I guess it's open up for Q&A then. Did you guys have anything specific you wanted to talk about today, or any work I need to chase down for you guys?
So I had a question on inbound routing in the -SONiC HLD. And I just wanted to understand why there's a priority field in that table and how is that actually used. So if you go to -SONiC HLD,
Yeah, I'll grab it.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Just search on inbound routing, yeah.
Okay.
Next, we have one more. Okay, keep going. Oh, this part of them. Yeah, inbound routing, yeah. I think if you just search for inbound space routing, it will be faster.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just the 2 lines before, right, on this, where it's highlighted, it talks about priority-based routing lookups in the second line.
The inbound flow priority-based routing rule lookup happens based on VNI and optionally source PA prefix and maps to a VNet. Okay, so you're wondering about this piece here. It's possible that it might, if we're going cross-region.
No, I understood that, but my question is that is the priority in this rule, right? Is it simply the length of the prefix for the source PA, or is it possible that the priority is basically overwrites the prefix length? So I'm trying to understand the use case for the priority there.
So I can talk about Azure. It's not possible to have two VNets with same VNI key, even if they are in two different regions. So that I don't know who added this, but it's certainly not true for Azure. I can't speak for other public clouds, but this cannot happen in Azure. So I don't know.
So maybe we need a comment from Prince. I know that Prince wrote this section. So would you want?
I can check with him on what was the intent here, and we can probably update this.
Okay. Do you guys know how to go in and mark the text and create a question inside a GitHub, or do you just want to do this offline?
I can ping Prince and check with him.
Okay.
What was,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll work on that, Ashutosh. Thank you.
Great.
Also, yeah, I also have some questions on this one as well. Yeah. Let's think offline.
Okay.
I have actually, Sushant, I have one more question actually. In the behavioral model for this table, there's also ENI, which is part of the match key. And that's another question I have is that why do we need both ENI and VNI in the match key for this?
Can you show me what it is?
Yeah, I think you'll have to go to the dash pipeline directory.
The pipeline, sure.
Yeah. Go to BMV2 and just there's a dash pipeline.p4. And I think the table name is called inbound_routing.
This one?
No, it's in the same file. No, it's in the dash pipeline.p4. So the file
sorry.
name, yeah.
Okay.
And just search for.
Search for what?
Inbound_routing.
Okay.
Nope. Okay.
No, it doesn't seem to want to
Let me
find.
check the file name again. It's in the dash pipeline.p4, but I just
here.
the table name, yeah. Yeah, just inbound_routing. Yeah, this table, right? So even if we agree that the text on the previous document was correct, right? Then it should only have VNI and the source address in the key here, in the match key. But for some reason, the ENI is also there in the key.
Yeah, I think ENI might have been added under the assumption that VNI can be same for two, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it cannot have, in this comparison, VNI and IP address.
Maybe I can see if Prince can come join real quick. Let's see if he's.
So this is, can you explain, like, I'm not 100% sure what's happening here. Are we comparing for an inbound packet? We are trying to match if there is a route that is applicable?
Yeah, one first thing is to take the VNI and derive the VNet ID, right? And if you say that same VNI cannot be reused across different regions, then all we need to do is match on the VNI.
See, two ENIs can have same VNI because there can be multiple NICs in the same VNet on the same DPU. That is possible. But then they will not. So I mean, so when we are trying to see what should happen to a packet, I think the IP address and the VNet ID or the VNI. But we do need to see also the ENI, because two different ENIs can have two different routing policies applied to it. Even though they are in the same VNet, they can still have two different routing policies.
Yeah, but this is the source IP. So this is simply being used to derive the VNet, right? If you look at the match key, this is not the destination IP, right? So it's the source IP and it's the provider address. So
Okay,
this IPv4 source address is the provider address.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah, it is possible to have two ENIs to have same source IP in the same VNet. That's what you're saying, right? If there are two different ENIs, they cannot be sending packet with the same IP. So there is no need to have an ENI like as an additional comparison.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're saying. Right? Yeah, I think that makes sense, at least in theory right now. What you're saying.
Why not? Why not? If I have my private network and I want to put one IP and you have your own private network and you want to put an IP, why we cannot both have same IPs? Although we are in different networks.
In a same virtual network, you cannot, right?
So Marsha, there's already
not in the
key,
same,
right?
not in the same, but in different ones.
Then the VNI will be different, right? Then VNI is sufficient to distinguish between them. You don't actually need the ENI. If they are in two different VNets, then VNI will help you tell which one it is, because VNI will be different. Right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. I think this was because of that text that that Christina was pointing. I think in that text it says that it is possible for like same VNI to be present in two different regions for two different VNets. That's why probably somebody added this ENI also here, but I am not sure if it is needed. I haven't looked in depth on what's happening in that description of the pipeline, but on the surface, I think the VNet ID, VNI and the CA is sufficient to tell us that, okay, where this packet is coming from. I think we can take an AI action item and check with Prince on maybe there is something that he thought.
Sorry, I was just rereading it. Yeah, because I know, we use this to match, get the direction, blah blah blah, and then you're saying the inbound flow priority based. So does this have to do with mappings versus routing option? Okay, all right. We'll take an action item on that.
Yep.
I did ask him if he had a minute to join. I don't think he can because he has not replied back. So we'll do that. Thanks for pointing that out, though. Anything else, guys, that you want to bring up today? Okay, then I will go ahead and stop the recording. And I think I know what I need to do. I need to go through all of those issues and PRs, and we'll take up this with Prince, and I can give you we're 29 minutes in, so I can give 30 minutes back. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day, I guess, everyone.